create the core, leaf core. So since you can treat this building as a commercial. Commercial means they need goods leaf. You know what's the difference between like goods leaf, fire leaf, passenger leaf in the leaf industry? Anyone knows anything regarding this? Leaf, they sometimes might call them as car, C-A-R. In the leaf industry, they might call this as car. So don't confuse when you go site communication, talking, meeting. They call leaf car, not just leaf. Because you just say the word leaf, a lot of people quite confused. But if you're talking to the leaf company, they call them as a leaf car. Then in the construction firm, you might call this as a leaf well, W-E-L-L. In the leaf industry, they are known as hoistway, Hoistway. Now, why they call hoistway? The term hoist in English is called you are pulling. Okay, that's why it's a hoistway. Like last time in countryside, there's a well, right? You pull the pulley to take out the water. Yeah, that is called a hoistway. But because you use it in the mechanical leaf industry, so they call it a hoistway. So normally we call it as a water well, leaf well, and so on. Okay, yeah. So the wall is 2 meter by 4 meter, but this is just assumption because you need to create for passenger, fire leaf, and hoistway. Sorry, goods leaf. Because podium, if there's a shopping mall, I believe you need to deliver goods, merchandise. They go by goods leaf. Okay, since our building is not a huge building, yeah, then depends whether you are creating this type of tower. If this type of tower depends on the tenant. If someone creates something like this, you should have 2 passenger lift. Then one of the passenger lift considered as fireman. That means during fire, only one lift allowed to use. Okay, and when it says fire lift, means it must be what? Concrete wall, fire resistant, at least 2 hours. All right. So same thing. If you draw a building like this, you need to have two. All right. So one of them must be a fire lift. Of course, the size of the hoistway or the lift well is the same. It's just that all must separate with wall. Sometimes they just add a beam. Beam means is for airflow. But every floor you must have an opening because when lifts are moving, there's a push of gusts of air rushing up and down. So it must be able to let the air move out. If not, the force is there. The lift will wear very fast, can wear very fast. All right, and sound vibration. So when you design, all right, normally the lift company or the operator, they'll tell you at which floor you must have opening. So this is standard. Okay, so you guys need to know in doing the construction for lift. Okay, like for this building itself, you can see that some they might use the lift well or the lift core as a support for the structure. So you might need to think about this. So a lift wall itself could be RC wall all the way. So they need not to have a column. So the wall can be thicker. So it depends. Yeah. So take note what's the loading. So design wise, you need to understand when to use RC, when to use a column, when to use this. So it depends on the needs. For this, I think more or less this is quite a nothing much. Just as in between here, this is the leaf wall. All right. Same thing. The darker area normally should be the leaf wall. Yeah. So if you are designing a column this way, you can see there's platform, but nothing much there. I think there's also got numbers of opening. Yeah, because somebody due to shadow. Okay, so what should be our wall? 1 meter opening means this opening is 1 meter structure opening. That means passenger lift, the minimum opening is 900. So they only give 50 mm allowance. All right. So 4 meter width, that means this is clear 2 meter, 2 meter, or it could be externally 2 meter. Now here I will say how you're going to design this based on the drawing we have. So let's take a look. Um, okay, let's see where can we do this. 2 meter depth. All this mentioning should be the clear. So the wall is create core wall 250. Yeah, so this is 250 thickness, right? Yes, okay, 250 thickness concrete wall. So it's RC wall all the way. So you can see that it take partially as a support, full thickness. Okay, so for this case, for my building, I might have 2 leaf here and 2 leaf here, all the way to the building up. Of course, you need to plan what is the design outcome. You might not want to follow the shape of this, maybe at the ending part here. All right, I might do some adjustment later on. So, yeah. Okay, so if let's say this is the front of my building, the main design, it means this profile here, you are showing something to people. Wow, nice building. So there might be a car park somewhere because we don't have a building here. So most likely there might be a goods lift somewhere here that share or travels or floor first to 20. Because offices you got to move your furniture, move your goods. So you can have actually one goods hidden somewhere with an opening because normally things are not so nice one. They'll conceal or hide somewhere. So you guys got to think how you to design. So ideally, you should have the model come up first. Then you start to plan where to place the leaf and so on. Meantime, I just want to create the leaf, maybe used also as a goods leaf for the podium here also can. So let's go to the first story. Yeah. Okay. Where first story you might not see which direction. If I go to fifth story, I roughly know where am I now. Ideally is to the sixth floor, which is the actual one. Okay. So I haven't changed anything yet. So my passenger leave or goods leave, maybe meantime I want to be here. Okay. So let's see, because we have 20 floor. What is our opening here? The so-called the spaces here. Sixth floor, I don't see the beam underneath. Hold on. How come got no beam? Haven't created. Okay. Let me copy some beam from fifth floor. Okay. Maybe how? Let me see. Nah, not like that. Right click, orient to view, 5th story. Okay, like this. Okay, maybe something here. Control key, something here. Right? Then I need to ease or unselect my column. I just want the beam. So paste, copy, paste to 6th floor. Okay, it should be up there now. Clear my section box. You should have a beam on top now. Yep. So later, then I design this adjustment. Okay. So I have the 6th floor with beam. So let's go to 6th floor. Okay. I think our opening we have. Let's see. Distance measurement modified. They want the opening 4 meter. So this one, we need to have 4 meter. We have 5.2. So big enough. Yeah, good. We need to have staircase. So this is staircase. This is my lift area. Okay. Yeah. Staircase normally at exit. So you should have one staircase here. You should have one staircase here. You should have one staircase here for emergency exit. Let's say based on my design. So normally staircase and lift, they are quite close to one another, side by side. So I will build my passenger lift, maybe one passenger lift with, yeah, that one up to you guys. This is just like my building I'm planning. So let's opening first. I might change anytime because my whole building not created yet. Okay, they want a 4 meter by 2 meter. So if your leaf orientation is facing up this way, so leaf core is important. So that means my wall need to be here, not just this. Ideally, is flush. Why? If you draw your wall inside here, there will be an air turbulence when the leaf up and down. So ideally, we need to draw your structural wall sit onto your beam. Now, ready? If okay, I will start from 6th floor. So I go to structure wall, and the wall thickness is 250. So let's see, do we have structure wall 215? I think we only have 200. Okay, so let's duplicate. So edit type, duplicate. Just call us structure wall, STR wall 250 mm, something like that. Yeah. Okay. So pick okay. It's still interior function. It doesn't expose unless you want to set it as exterior, which is yeah, near outside. Okay. Exterior structure, change this to 250. Yep. And okay. Now, I'm going to draw on this. All right. Remember, structure wall, if you are at level 6, you are drawing it outward, level 5. I can see from here, it says that. Right? So connected to 5. Then we need not to worry about the height. So click level 5, it clears. Now here, I don't want it to be at the center. It should be at corner. That means core face exterior or core face finish. When you learn archi wall, structural wall, right? You go to edit type. You'll notice that if you do design, this is the exterior side. This is the interior side. So when you draw architectural building, interior wall means your plain, thinner plaster. Outside, thicker plaster, thicker painting because bonding exposed to what do you call it? Nature, exterior, rain, all these things. So a lot of different coating is there. All right, whether weatherproof kind of thing, paint and so on. So that's why you got to be understand. All right, but this is still structure, so everything's are still raw finish. So I don't really care much on them yet. Okay, so select this. Okay, then I'm going to draw this wall. Okay, everything set up. Yeah, this wall. One. Oops, center. I don't want. Wall interior, core face interior. Yeah, like that. One here. Then one here. And one here. Now I temporarily draw first because I need to check and then see what is the design like. So modify. Now, by drawing this, quite difficult to check again. So as I said before, right? You window what need to be selected to be shown. Go to your selection box. They'll show you the 3D view now like this. So from here, at least this is cleaner in the sense that you know where you are cutting, where you are punching the hole. So the focus only on that area, right? So it's good to have up to here, basement. Now, basement is important in a way that if you have high rise building, normally detail like your structural peep hole here, how deep further down, all right? You need to base on the lift specialist requirement because that's what called the lift pit. You need to put buffer. And normally passenger lift for high speed is oil buffer, hydraulic. The rest is like hydraulic, but it's air, right? So normally you have one or two or four, depends on the loading, the heavy. So you're going to stop the lift when it's going down. All right, you don't crash and kill you, definitely. So lift also there's a lot of features, safety features. So I want to see something my building like this. Yeah. So your view should be something like that. Okay, slight adjustment. Important thing is clear of your building. Yeah, easier. So when I do design work, I like to view my model this way. Okay. So you see all these flashing thing because first lesson I mentioned the analytical line is shown. Of it, your graphics will look better. Okay? But some of them, you may want to cut in first to show something like what. Okay, closer. I need to clarify this. So change your shading mode, not to shade, to consistent color. So you can see the color here. See, there's no line, meaning your wall and your beam are overlapping, which is should not be. When you do structure, you see I have a line here, and I should have a line here. Here I have, or don't have. All right? Yes, Hui Hao, want to say something?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay. So when you select your wall, you see that my wall is overlapping to my beam, which is my wall should be below the beam. And you see that this is structural wall. When you overlap, they automatically merge onto your beam. See that? Which is wrong. It should not be. Logically, beam wall should be underneath, not joined together. All right? So what is this height here? Okay, very simple. You drag downward. You see the beam will restore back. And from here, you can actually drag this, fidget until it touches the under slab. This is one method. If you don't touch, observe the color. The other method, yes, if you may want to, yeah, you can try, but I don't know whether it works or not. But right, it should be. Let me try, because so far I never used the attachment tools. See, attach. See, can I select beam? It doesn't. Instead, it's a slab. Yeah, so should not be. See, cannot. Okay, this is for those major parts. So beam is not. All right. So for this case, you want to use a line, which is this is your reference. You zoom in, reference, the face, remember. So when you highlight, make sure you highlight the correct face. See, the under slab of the beam and this slab here. See now, it works. Okay. So if you don't want to use a line, if there's an arrow, you fidget when it touches the under slab of your beam, you highlight, let go. So two-way. Safer, you can use alignment. You won't go wrong. Yeah, align. So this is correct now. Outside here, I think should be okay. But it doesn't show the connection line. Why? There's a reason. You learn Revit Archi, your wall have a connecting joint, which is allowed. When two beam are two wall are together side by side, they do the cleans up. See, now if you draw correctly, it should be hidden line because it's on 5th story, but here it's not. And you can see that my wall is overlapping. See that? That's why you don't see the connecting line. So for this particular design, you need to select your wall and remember, point at the grid, right click. I want you guys to select disallow join. Once you do that, you notice that your beam, your what do you call it, your wall, you can adjust the connection properly, and you go to your 3D now, you should able to see the clear line because of the auto cleans up in wall function. Although yes, it might not be archi wall, it's a structural wall, but the features is still there. So when you draw modeling, especially construction, all line must display means it shows the joint stop there. Not like just now. One glance can tell that it's overlap. Yeah. So you need to change the behavior. See this? So same thing for this particular wall. Okay. Drag further down. See, it touches. See my beam? The green color, let go. See? Automatically now. Now. Okay. All the lines are clearly shown. So this part done already. Let's adjust the other side. Do your structure, don't rush. Make sure it's nicely, properly set up. Then slowly do the other side. Because if you want accuracy, we need to take care the model do nicely. So this one join okay, right? But this one, see the joint? Only archy wall design is nicely like that, but not structure. Okay, yeah. So here, outside is okay, inside is not. Okay, so select, use the shape handle, adjust. See the green color bin line, let go. So you guys got to be observant. But here still show the join, right? Which is I don't want to let it join. So how? Go back to my 6th floor. Select the wall. Oops, hold on. The wall. See this still join. Point, right click. See this allowed. Select, drag it. Yeah. Because when something extra component appear, the what do you call it? The volume will be wrong because your QS need to calculate how much cement use if you do costing. So as a modeler, you got to be careful when you do design like that. So you need to understand every component you draw, anything connected or extra. All right. Because as I said before, the very first day, when you do beam model, all right, or be a beam modeler, you don't just for the sake of doing modeling, thinking how many people, who is involved, a lot of people. So the design must set correctly. That's the purpose of beam. If you anyhow draw, don't care about others, then no meaning go for beam. Because it defeats the purpose. Okay? So a lot of things to take care, yeah, to take notes. So first story, close first, UT. So this is my 3 model. Or if you are design work like that, you want to be like this, make sure it's okay. What happened to this part here that join? I thought I cleared that. Hold on, Done really, eh? It's done also. It's funny, eh? See the line? It auto cleans up. Yeah. Okay. The more you worry, you don't want them to join, the more they clean up nicely. Okay. So this is around 5.2 meter, I believe. Yeah. We need only 4. So how? So means you need to have 1 beam across to support this. Unless your slab is structured, and if not. So you need to have at least a beam which is same size as your wall or thicker. It should be slightly thicker. Okay. So for this case, I will try to 4 meter. That means here to here. That means 1.2 meter. So my wall this one, I got to move. Correct? Yeah. 1200. Okay? Yeah, like that. Because they want you to create a 4-meter opening. So it should be like this. All right. So this one can be a small storeroom. Yeah. Maybe for your riser, like what do you call it? Electrical riser, TV riser console, whatever. Because it's easier when they're connected to here. All right. So maybe to have some access room here whatsoever. The one later part when archi design. But structure, this is what I want. About the 2-meter, copy one wall here. And copy to a point, 2-meter. Or let's say okay, 2 meters C, is it possible? So small only. I don't think so. Hold on. Measure this. Nope. Move another 250. Okay, so it should be like this. Yeah. So these two wall you can do cleans up. Your beam, you must have a beam here, and so does a beam here across. All right, for this particular design, it can be a smaller beam. All right, yeah. So cleans up like this. Just I say, you must do on one first to determine. Okay. Actually, for this wall, I would say that you can do in the center. It as an air vent for every floor. So at least it's easier that way. Because if you really flush in certain way, there's some compression, no place to escape. So ideally, every floor there's an opening for a structure. So the facade, they have so-called the clean sublight. What do you call it? Facade louvers, whatever to conceal the backhand. If not, certain level must have an opening for air escape. So that one, we leave Archi to decide. But of course, when Archi plan, they will tell you, okay, structure, you need to cast an opening there. Right? Understand? So up to here, any questions? Then as I said, passenger and fire lift. So there should be a wall in between 250. All right. So I don't know how big this lift going to be because I can think that it's quite a small lift. Maybe can take up to 6, 7, or 8 people that lift per lift, I would say. Or you want to create one bigger one small one. It means the width wider. It's up to you. There's no wrong. Right? Important thing is when fire start, how to clear people. That's so that one I can leave it to you guys. You want to follow the notes, it's fine. All right. It's just that I want you guys to learn something extra. That's all. Okay, ma? Questions? So here, I think I'll clean up this and this. Oops, what did I select? Correct. Okay, because remove the cleanser. Facing. No. Very weird, huh? 11. Okay. As long as it cleans up nicely, it should look like this. Okay, so this is how your leaf well design. And you see that on top there's a gap. See now? So a lot of things you need to consider, because the wall is underneath there. Yeah. So think about it, how you want to design. Touches the beam, touches the wall is different. See here? One big opening. So when you do, don't blindly do. Understand, right? The requirement here. See? How to clear for this case? Anyone? Huh, guys? How to clear that if you have something like this? How to rectify the empty space here? Before I let you guys go. Anyone? Voice out.
Wait, oh, which space?
Yeah, you see there's an opening gap here, this wall. Look at it.
Yes. Oh,
Ah.
I
By
think
right,
with
I
the
should have a beam
floor, I
across.
can attach.
See, I should have a beam, right?
Attach top base.
So you need to have a beam. See now? So you have a beam for every floor here to cover this space. That's one. For Aki, if let's say no beam required, how are you going to add these walls there?
Attach top base.
You got to modify. All right. You don't modify, this edge here of the wall will get onto your beam.
Oh, we can modify, right?
Yeah, you have to modify. You got it as an edit profile. For Aki, we do that. But here, because we need to beam support below, as I mentioned. So you no need to worry about that. When you draw a beam across, you automatically cover. Like what I'm going to show you. Let's say beam, I want the 300 or maybe 250 by our depth here, 600. So should be the same. So final piece, structure, beam. Okay, I'm going to select one of them, edit, duplicate, 250, 600. Then you change this to 250. Okay. Now you draw your beam where? Here. Here. Line to line. Oops, wrong space. Let me just do the mirror. Big axis here. All right, this one I delete. Okay, so it should look like this. See this? Okay, so when you finish one level, the rest will be the same. Questions? Try to get it adjusted. So next week, right, we'll talk about other stuff, column, stairs and ramp, and maybe come back here again. Okay, so today recording, I'll stop up to here. Any questions? If not, then class ended.